So I'm here at Marriott's Desert Springs Villas. And to be more specific, it's Desert Springs Villas 2. Are you heading here for your next trip to the desert here in California? Well, you might want to stick around. I'm going to take you on a walking tour right after this. Hello and welcome to Destination Timeshare. I'm Jeremy. Before we get started going on this walking tour here at Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 2, I want to let you know on this channel, I like to provide my knowledge, tips, and advice to help you get the most from your timeshare ownership. And hey, even if you don't happen to own timeshare, but you love staying at these fantastic resort properties, I also do villa tours, resort reviews, and resort tours as well. So be sure to stick around, hit that subscribe button down below, also click on that notification bell and select all, and you'll be notified whenever I post new videos from these properties. So let's get going here. We're going to take a tour of Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 2. This is such a huge resort, Marriott's Desert Springs Villas, that I have to break this up into two tours. We're going to do number 2 and we're also doing number 1. So if you want to see Desert Springs Villas 1, check out the link. I'll put it right up there in the upper corner. So let's take a look at Desert Springs Villas 2 and everything that it has to offer. Okay, so here we are at the main entrance. This street here, Cook Street. It's extremely busy, but at least there's enough breaks. I guess there's a stoplight up there that makes it so there's not a whole lot of traffic at certain times. So turning right out of here, you can't go left. Really not too difficult. But as you can see, there is a fair bit of traffic there. So just be careful of that. But if you need to turn left, you can go right and then do a U-turn down here at the next left. Pretty easy. We've done that quite a bit. Yeah, here's the main security gate for the property. When you come in, you just stop there when you're checking in, let them know you're checking in. Tell them your name and they will tell you where to go. And if you're returning, you can go over to the other lane, but I'm not really sure why, because there is no keyed entry here. The gate is just show your pass and get in. So let's head in here. We'll start walking around Desert Springs Villas 2. Okay, here we are. Continuing in, they do have some nice water features. They have a big, huge kind of waterfall thing here, cascading water. You have another one up there at the main check-in lobby and registration. So if you're coming to Desert Springs Villas 2, there is only one check-in lobby registration shared between the two properties. We will not take a look at that in this video. If you do want to see the lobby and registration area, check out the video that I pointed out earlier for Desert Springs Villas 1. But we're going to continue through here and take a look at just the Desert Springs 2 side of the resort. Here is one of the buildings with villas. There are 42 buildings here in Desert Springs Villas 2, so a pretty big resort. A total of 402 two-bedroom lock-off villas. So pretty big property, lots of villas. Obviously when you lock all those off, you get essentially 808 because every single unit does lock off. We are coming here up on the Shade Recreation Center. We really won't head inside there, but they do have, when they do have activities going on, this is most likely where you would come for a lot of those. They have a number of cacti here. This is really kind of the cool thing about coming to the desert. Nice landscaping, far different than many of those Florida resorts that we've been to, you don't have cacti like this in Florida. So continuing around here, they do have some maps of the resort. So if you don't have a map like I have in my hand, you can check out where things are. So this is kind of the main section of the resort. There is another small section called Jasmine Court, which we will actually have to drive to. So we will take a look at that later. But we're going to go through here and check out kind of the main pool areas at the property. And I kind of made a wrong turn. I meant to go up that way first. So let's head back there and head that way. All right, so here we are making our way towards the Palmeras Pool. We're heading that way to get to that, but they do have quite a number of buildings, like I mentioned. And of course, they do have covered parking carports to help keep your cars shaded. All of the buildings, or most of the buildings, kind of look like this L shape over here in these clusters of 4, 2 on each side of the street. So yeah, kind of a neat setup here where you just pull in and park. A lot of parking kind of directly right out in front of the villa, which is definitely a nice thing to have. Don't have to walk very far, but keep in mind that they do not have any luggage carts for you to use. So if you bring a lot of luggage, you're lugging it in piece by piece. And it looks like each one of these sections actually has a different name. This one's Palo Verde. Don't remember what the one back there was, but each of these building clusters, that one on that side of the road and this one over here, have the same name. Out here early in the morning, they're hauling linens around. Now, kind of an annoying thing here walking through, they don't have sidewalks kind of throughout. I mean, they do, but you can't just keep walking down there. If you want to stay on the sidewalk, you have to walk around here into each building cluster in order to stay on the sidewalk and avoid walking on the street. So you can see here that Desert Springs Villa 2 is surrounded, or it surrounds one or the other, a golf course here. There's golfers out there playing early in the morning. There's some Canadian geese over here. Yeah, a lot of these villas will have golf course views. This is a building for Desert Springs Villas 2. And you can see on the other side of the fairway here, there are buildings over there for Desert Springs Villas 1. All right, so here is the Palmeras Pool. Got these big gates here that they would lock if it's closed. And some nice misters here as well. I'm going to walk through here. They do also have, this is the only open food and beverage outlet on property at the moment, the Water's Edge Bar and Grill. So this goes for both Desert Springs 1 and 2 here at the resort. That's a nice pool over here, only 3.5 foot deep. I thought this might have been a kid's pool, but it clearly is not. Lots of lounge chairs, plenty of seating for the bar and grill here, the Water's Edge. Something else that we really like, kind of found a good thing, is they have some built-in shade for the lounge chairs. They also do have a lot of umbrellas as well, but no need to have umbrellas if you can get a spot over here under this shade. And they do have misting fans too. Head up this way, they have a hot tub spa up this ramp. Nice big hot tub. Looks like it could hold quite a few people, at least during normal times. During these times, you know, people want to have the hot tub all to themselves. But anyway, nice good hot tub here as well. Back down here, we're going to take a look at the other side of the pool area here. But first, there's another view over the wall here to the golf course. Nice golf course here. Looks like it would be fun to play if I played golf. Got some more of the pool area here. Looks like they have this broken up into 3 individual pools. You have one over here and one pretty big one here as well, and then the one we looked at the very beginning over there. So lots of great pools here at this Palmeras Pool. There is another hot tub over here. And over here is where you will find the kiddie pool here in this pool area. Lots of families and people out here already this morning. It's really early. The pools, I believe, open at 7, so people get here early, but you can see there's still obviously lots of seating here, probably a little after 8 o'clock. And over here you do have a set of restrooms and also some showers with soap, shampoo, and conditioner. So they're serious about you taking a shower before you get in the pool. Not too sure how much that's enforced, but that is kind of neat to have over here. Several showers that are really close together, but these were obviously put in before the current times. So, continuing around here through these, again, these nice misting stations. They do have a ice machine and water machine here. The ladies' restroom, because that other one was just the men's. And they do have a sign here for resort activities, but obviously not a whole lot going on at the moment. So here's just one more look back at the pool here. Okay, so it's time to continue on from the Palmeras Pool and continue around Desert Springs Villas 2. They do have 2 other pools in this section, and then, like I mentioned earlier, there's a separate section called Jasmine Court that we will drive over to and take a tour of over there. Mostly buildings, but they do have their own pool and their own fitness center. If you're over here, I believe the fitness center is in the Desert Springs lobby check-in and registration area. I don't know if they have one over in the Shade Activity Center, but something you might want to check out if you're staying here. I noticed here, like I pointed out earlier, that I didn't think they had sidewalks along the street. They do down here, so they didn't need to walk way in around the buildings to just walk a little bit further down the street. Let's continue down here and take a look at the next pool section. Let's see what it's called. It is the number 7, the Mystique Pool. There's some more buildings here, and you'll notice these ones just face out to the lawn here. They don't have a golf course view, but they don't have a parking lot view either, so that is kind of a good thing. Before we head over here to the Mystique Pool, I'm actually going to go down here into what they call the Mystique section. Looks like there's a basketball court, so we'll head down here and take a look at that. So as we continue through here, the Mystique section, I do want to point out they do have shuttle stops all around the property. So they do have a resort shuttle that will take you pretty much anywhere you want to go here at the resort, over to Jasmine Court, over to Desert Springs Villas 1, over to the Marriott Hotel. They are asking right now that you dial 0 from your Villa phone for shuttle pickup. We actually went out to just a shuttle stop to try and catch it, and the shuttle driver was a little grumpy. He did let us on, but they want you to dial 0, and right now I actually did try calling, and it rang and rang and rang. So also consider texting if you can, because they do provide you with a text number at check-in. Okay, one thing to point out with Desert Springs Villas 2, they do have a number of villas where the balconies, the patios, might overlook a parking lot or a roadway. Something that you really won't find too much over at Desert Springs Villas 1, except for quite a number of the studios. But here, they do have a number that overlook the roadways. A little bit disappointing. Not all of them have great golf course views. Some of them do have lake views though as well. All right, so we're coming in here into the basketball court at Desert Springs Villas 2. Pretty nice basketball court. Concrete slab here. And nets, of course, on each end. Pretty much what you would expect, all surrounded by a fence so your ball doesn't go bouncing away. Something else to point out, they do have electric vehicle charging stations down here. Looks like there's quite a few down here, so if you're looking to bring or drive an electric car, this is where you can come and charge it up. Looks like there's one person over here charging a car, but pretty much all the rest of the spaces are empty. But good thing to have if you drive an electric vehicle. And again, another view of a different fairway of the golf course, and you can hopefully see them there off in the distance, the mountains that surround Palm Springs and Palm Desert here in California. Okay, so now that we've headed out of the Mystique section, taking a look at those charging stations and basketball courts, we're going to head over here and just take a quick look at one of the secondary smaller pools here. Here you do need your key card to get in. Yeah, they do have pool towels over here, and just a smaller pool here for a secondary pool here at Desert Springs Villas 2. But they also got a hot tub. Plenty of seating. So pretty nice pool that they have. Let's head back out. One more pool to take a look at, and they also have a playground over here we'll make a quick stop at. And so here we're coming up on the kids playground. Again, you need your key to get in, but this is the kids playground here. Nice sandy surface. Yes, let's continue around here the loop and check out the next pool, which will be the Cassia Pool. They did get a little bit creative with the pool names here at Desert Springs Villas 2, because over at 1, if you've watched that video, or if you're going to watch that video, they just call them the North Pool, the West Pool, and the Clubhouse Pool. So not very creative with the pool names over there, but here they gave each of them kind of an interesting name. Head across the street here because the sidewalk kind of quits, changes into kind of a gravel sidewalk every once in a while, and I'd rather walk on the concrete paths here. Here's another name, Cassia. How do you pronounce that? If you know how to pronounce it, let me know down in the comments below. Here's the Desert Willow section, and that kind of reminds us of the Weston Desert Willow that we were at. And pretty cool resort. I did do a resort tour, and we'll also of course have a number of videos on that property. Check it out up there in the upper right. I'll put a whole playlist up there to all of the videos about the Weston Desert Willow Resort and Villas. All right, so we're just kind of walking around here, taking a look at some of these buildings. Something I do want to point out, they are all two-story buildings, all two-bedroom lock-offs, but keep in mind, no elevators. So if you can't do stairs, be sure to request a ground floor so you don't have any issues getting to and from your villa. There's a look at the stairs right there. Just a couple flights to get up and down, but definitely take that into consideration when making villa requests for Desert Springs Villas 2. Okay, as we continue on here through the rest of the resort, I do want to point out they do have a number of these scattered throughout, but some gas grills to take advantage of. So buy some steaks, buy some burgers, buy some hot dogs, some chicken, some pork chops, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Buy it up, bring it out here, cook it up on these gas grills. Definitely great features to have at pretty much most timeshare resort properties. All right, so we're coming up to the Cassia Pool, which is kind of the final pool area here in at least this section of the resort. Something I do want to point out to you here, though, as we walk by, is the ice and laundry room. So if you're staying in a studio villa, this is where you can come and get ice and also do some laundry. So studio villas do not have in-room laundry, and they only have a mini fridge, so they will not have ice makers in the studios here at Desert Springs Villas 2. Let's head out here. We're going to head in here to the pool area and take a look. Yeah, so a pretty small pool here, about the same size as the one that we visited, the Mystique Pool. Plenty of chairs and a hot tub over there as well. So, nice pool area here. One of the quieter ones, but anytime I've been walking by, it looked pretty busy. Ice machine over here for filling up your cups, and a set of restrooms with plenty of towels. Something we like about here is they put the towels poolside. They aren't in your room. You don't need to worry about washing them yourselves or lugging them back and forth or checking them out and checking them in. Definitely a good thing to have here. So heading out of that pool area, again, we have a number of electric vehicle charging stations. They have plenty of those around the property. I guess they anticipate a lot of people from California have electric vehicles and need to charge them, but the number of full spaces here kind of says otherwise. Okay, so that pretty much does it for this main section of Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 2. But as I mentioned earlier, there is another section called Jasmine Court, and that's going to require either a shuttle, a long walk, because there's really no legal way to walk from this main section to Jasmine Court. It would require you to walk across the golf course where guests are not permitted, obviously only golfers. So I'm actually going to take the car and head over there. But before I do, I want to ask, if you're liking this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps out these videos. Also, another great way to help the videos, share them with your friends, share them with your family, anybody who might be coming here with you to Desert Springs Villas 2. So let's continue on and check out Jasmine Court. Okay, so we are driving now around to Jasmine Court, and like you can see, I'm actually out on the street, and not only just going down the street in front of the property, I actually have to turn the corner here and drive up towards the end of the next street, which is Hovley Lane East, to get to Jasmine Court. So yeah, this is a big disappointment for those people that are staying at Jasmine Court, because you either have to take a shuttle or drive your car over to the main resort property. Big disappointment. You probably don't want to be in Jasmine Court, and I'm sure the front desk staff really doesn't like having to tell people, hey, you're in Jasmine Court, because it is quite a ways away. So here's the entrance to Jasmine Court. I just need to turn in here, and I'm sure this is a keyed entry here of the property in order to get in. So hopefully my wristband will work. There we go. Okay, so we are now over here at Jasmine Court. Actually just walked through kind of a small clubhouse that they have here right behind me here. A little bit of a clubhouse. They might do, I'm not sure if they do check-ins in there or not, but yeah, there's a small business center in there, and nice and cool because it's air conditioned. But out here you can see they do have a pool table and ping pong here, as well as the Jasmine Court pool, which we're going to go in and take a look at right now. Yes, this is actually my first time over here, so you're experiencing it in the same way I am. They do have a fire pit here that I'm not sure if it's in use at the moment, but they do have a fire pit. It does look like they have a putting green here, so that's kind of cool. Little putting green, and then the main pool area here. Nice pool over here in Jasmine Court. A lot nicer than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be pretty small, but this is not too bad and not too busy yet today. They also have a number of shaded kind of seating out here as well. A number of buildings there that actually have pool views. So you can actually have pool views over here in Jasmine Court, and a number of also, looks like at least one, and I think I saw another one over on the other side of the pool. Pretty small hot tubs here on this side of the property. Yeah, so there's just another look at the pool here. Actually a really nice pool area. Much better than I was expecting to find over here. Another small kind of waiting pool over here as well. Okay, and this is also where you'll find the fitness center here for Jasmine Court. A number of people in there working out. But it is nice that they have their own fitness center. You don't have to make the trek over to the main part of the resort to do your workout. They do have a ice machine over here as well, so definitely kind of handy to have all of these features. This is almost a resort within a resort here at Desert Springs Villas 2. A number of buildings. They do have their own gas grills. They do have some tennis courts here, so let's take a quick run up there. We'll take a look at those right before we finish up the tour here at Desert Springs Villas 2. We've now made it over here to the tennis courts. Looks like 4 tennis courts in here total. 2 over here and a couple over here on the other side. So definitely nice thing to have. You can come and play yourself some tennis. I think this is a lot of tennis courts for just this area, because there are tennis courts available over at Desert Springs Villas 1 as part of the Marriott hotel property that you have access to. Okay, so there you have it, the resort tour here of Marriott's Desert Springs Villas 2. What did you think? Are you considering a trip here? Let me know all about it down in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos all about timeshare, check out the description box below. Also, check out my channel. I'll have all kinds of videos about all kinds of resorts in the Marriott, Westin, Sheraton, and other timeshare systems. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help out these videos, helps tell the YouTube algorithm. Great videos, push them out to more people coming here to Marriott's Desert Springs Villas and Palm Desert in general. And also, don't forget to subscribe. You can do so by clicking on my picture right here. Hit that notification bell, and until next time, remember, let's make your next destination a timeshare.